Coming in today. How are things going?
Pretty good.
Good. Okay, so tell me about your spring break.
I went to go visit he wasn't my boyfriend necessarily, but we were talking and we became an official relationship. So
Okay,
that was awesome.
so you gained a boyfriend over break. Tell me how it happened.
Well, we had been kind of talking about the possibility of it happening, and then obviously going to California, we both assumed that it would probably happen over break unless something like crazy terrible had happened, but
So
we weren't planning for that.
He asked you to go to California to see him over break.
He actually paid for my flight and my hotel and my food and was this big gentleman the entire time.
How did you feel when he asked you to fly to California to see him?
Well, at that point, I was kind of unsure about how I felt about the whole thing, long distance wise. Like, living in a completely different state is kind of scary, and I'm pretty safe in relationships most of the time, and so it was a big step, even just saying yes. And then, because I assumed that it would turn into something more if I was going to go visit him. It wasn't just going to be like a friend going to visit a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but once I actually made the decision, I was extremely excited about going and visiting.
Good. Okay, so I heard you say you were nervous at first. When did you become unnervous? When did you feel sure about it?
Actually, I wasn't necessarily nervous walking out of the plane and like going to see him at the baggage claim, but I did have it was like excited butterflies more than nervous ones. And so at that point, I guess I could say I was still a little nervous just because I didn't know how it was going to go or if he was going to be like kind of nervous too, which would make it a little bit awkward. So right when I saw him, it was just like, it was one of those things like seeing an old friend, like you catch up right when you see them, and he was there with flowers waiting for me when I went down the escalator. So it was like, I don't know, all my nerves went away right when I saw him.
So you felt automatically comfortable with him?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So what were some things that you guys did in California while you were there?
The first day first night I got in kind of late, so we just hung out there and watched some movies. Then we went to San Francisco, and then one day he had a surprise trip where he wouldn't tell me where we were going, what we were going to do, which is kind of, I hate surprises, but I love them once they actually happen. Mm-hmm. So we went to Monterey. We went on the 17-mile drive thing that they have planned out and just looked at like the ocean and the Pebble Beach golf course, which he's like in love with golf. So that was like the main things we did. And then he lives on the Air Force Base, so we kind of just hung out there and went and shopped because they all have tax-free like shopping and stuff. So bought a couple things.
It sounds like you had a lot of fun. How did he ask you to be his girlfriend? Did he do anything special, or was it just kind of like understood?
It was kind of, I don't know. I always think whenever people make it way too big of a deal, it's like kind of corny or like overthought and just, I don't know, weird. So we had been talking about like possibility of dating for a while, like every once in a while on the trip. And then one day he was like, okay, so when are we going to start counting like our anniversary for dating? And I was like, he was like, do you want to do it in like October when we first started talking, or? And I was like, I don't think we're officially dating since it was so far away. So I was like, let's just start from like this week when I got here. So it was kind of just like we like just agreed upon a day, which is kind of stupid because I said the 14th of March since it would be like Valentine's Day would be an anniversary.
This
of
is true.
One of the months.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you feeling now? Now that it's all said and done, do you have any regrets about it? Are you excited?
I'm more excited than anything, and I don't know, I left and I was like super upset, which kind of just proved that my feelings and my emotions were like, extremely strong for him. So I'm super excited for it. It's just kind of one of those things where now school is playing a big factor, and it's hard to kind of talk to him every day and keep up with my schoolwork and stuff. But I know that I have a flight right after school gets out, so having that as like my motivation to count down and get excited for it really makes it a difference.
So it's a little bit of a stressor right now because you're having to deal with school plus keep up this new relationship that you have going.
Yeah.
But you've got the summer to look forward to when you're going to see him. Do you guys have anything planned for when you go see him?
Not yet. All I know is that he's going to be working some of the days because he took like every single day off whenever I went the first time, which kind of just shows that he was like, really excited and willing to like hang out with me the whole time. And then, he was willing to take him off again, but I was like, I don't want you to be able to sacrifice coming home for Christmas and stuff
Yeah.
like the more important holidays just to see me.
Yeah.
He was like, I will if you want me to.
Aw. Well,
Yeah.
that's so exciting, and I'm so happy for you that you have this new relationship, and it makes you so happy and excited. I can just tell by the way you talk about it. It was so good talking to you, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you.